Well, here we are on day 3 of our Jindy tour. Today we're leaving Jindabyne to head along the Great Alpine Road towards Concarban. From there we will take a crisscrossing route across the Granya area to have our lunch stop in Tallangatta. We're entering the Kosciuszko National Park, but as a through rider you don't have to pay the entry fee. The weather forecast was for a dry day until the afternoon, at which time we would expect some rain to hit us. The morning was a little bit chilly, and as you can see there is still snow on Mount Kosciuszko. You can clearly see the various ski slopes going up to the mountain area. At Dead Horse Gap, you do actually sometimes see some wild horses. Once we crossed the gap, the road was a little bit damp still. There must have been some rain in the morning here in this area. And yes, you always have to watch out for various types of animals in Australia. We did come across some horses here on the left, but they didn't pay us much attention this time. Time to take a break and let Gary and Fred catch up with me again. The poor ducks didn't know where to go first. I then decided to follow Fred for a while on the way to Concarban. side we're passing Murray 1 power station, part of the Snowy Hydro scheme. When Fred was slowing down a bit, I took over and went ahead. Shortly after Concaben, we went on the Murray River Road to Walwa. In Walwa, we then turned onto the Shelley Road that connected to the Murray Valley Road. In the background is the Murray River, which leads into the Hume Dam here, which is a popular holiday spot, especially for water sport people. Shortly after leaving Walwa, I got attacked by some ducks which were probably relatives of the ones I saw at the rest place. Well, this one can rest in peace now. The locals used some interesting contraptions to slow people down. Mind you, you always had to watch out for the real thing though. Log trucks are also an obstacle one always has to watch out for here in the high country. I thought I'd stop here before we get to the Murray Valley Road, but Fred had something else in mind, it seems. We then went on to the Granya Road, which would connect us to the Murray River Road again. The Granya Road is a nicely flowing twisty road, We had lots of fun on it. After following me for a while, Fred decided that it was enough for him. Or maybe I just opened up the throttle a bit. Going along the Murray River Road, I was slowing down a bit, but still Fred and Gary didn't catch up to me, so I decided to turn around and have a look. Well, here they are. Apparently Gary dropped his glasses or something and had to find them again, and that took a little while. Turning around then gave me a chance to chase them again. I didn't catch up to them until they had taken the wrong turn, but it didn't really matter. I wanted to go to Tallangatta anyway, but would have preferred a different way. At the end, we enjoyed a well-deserved lunch here in Tallangatta. The afternoon route was supposed to be via Mitta and the Omeo Highway to Falls Creek and then down to Mount Beauty. Unfortunately, the Falls Creek road was closed and we had to take a detour via Omeo and over Hotham down into Bright nearly and then across Tawonga Gap to Mount Beauty. This first bit along the Omeo Highway is to Erskdale and goes through a nice valley. We were crossing the Mitta River on a number of occasions here. The clouds were starting to look a bit ominous here, but it stayed dry for now. We often have our lunch break here in Mitta, but given we stopped in Tallangatta to fuel up and have our lunch there, we didn't really stay for too long. This part of the Omeo Highway was sealed only a few years ago and now connects right through to Omeo, all sealed. Beautiful road to ride. And for quite some time you're following the Mitta River. As you're climbing up into the mountains, the road becomes a bit more twisty. Lots of fun here. having lots of fun, I arrived at the Glen Willis Cemetery, a cemetery that served in the gold rush in Victoria up to the 1920s. Half of the people buried here are either children, infants or women. Having caught up with Fred and Gary again, we made our way towards the Falls Creek Road, or Bogong High Plains Road, as it is officially known as. The road is very picturesque, following the big river here. I guess we should have paid some more attention to this sign. As it started to rain, we had another group of riders coming from the opposite way. They didn't indicate to me either that there was a problem ahead. Well, there we are. Boom gates are down and we have to turn around.
Road is closed. Can't go that way.
You're fucking kidding.
Look. So we have to go over Hoffen. Road is closed.
So Gary knew that something was up. I guess he didn't really have a chance to catch up with us and tell us.
What a bummer, huh? They should have had a sign here saying Falls Creek Road is closed.
Yeah, you think so. Yeah.
Bit stupid. Alright.
This place here at Angler's Rest is also always worth a stop. Sometimes you can even get lunch here. I don't think it was open though today. We're now on day 4. The previous day, as we headed from Omeo up to Hotham, the rain started to increase and we actually arrived in Mount Beauty all drenched. I didn't film much anymore that day, and even today on day 4 I didn't film a lot. As you can see, the weather looked a little bit okay on the right hand side with blue skies, but on the left hand side the clouds were very dark indeed. And as it turned out, we did get a bit of rain on the way back to Melbourne. We had decided to take the freeway home, given the weather conditions. And we also decided that we would stop at the first rest place on the freeway to have a coffee because we didn't have breakfast yet. Unfortunately though, Fred made a mistake. You can see him there on the right. I didn't notice him at the first moment. Gary had to tell me later on that he missed the turn off and we had to go on and have our breakfast stop even closer to Melbourne. I guess having to put up with bad weather is still better than being in a cage like them, hey? And despite the weather, it was another great trip. Good fun, great company, and amazing roads as you only find them here.